Welcome back to another episode of Sound Pals Go to the Movies. This is another Throwback Thursday review, and today I will be reviewing North by Northwest. And just a fair warning, there's going to be spoilers up ahead, so you've been warned. A New York City advertising executive goes on the run after being mistaken for a government agent by a group of foreign spies and falls for a woman whose loyalty he begins to doubt. So let's begin with my first pro. This story keeps you in the dark, as many of Hitchcock's movies do, but this one even has Gary Grant confused. He once told Hitchcock midway through reading the script that he was confused about his character's role, which was what Hitchcock wanted the main star to play, a confused person who doesn't really know what's happening. So if you can get your star to be at this stage confused, I guess you have a really good script and maybe even a good movie. The story is kind of simple. A man on the run who is trying to discover what's happening and why they're chasing him down. So it's a mystery that he has to uncover, but at the same time, the audience, us, we have to play that role, discovering what's going on. Next is the way or techniques that Hitchcock would implement while filming. For example, when he was not allowed to film inside the UN, but he filmed Gary walking up the stairs with a hidden camera. Yes, he was told not to film inside, so he filmed the exterior from across the street, while the inside was actually filmed on a soundstage. Things like this is what makes his way of filming interesting to watch in his movies. Also, the crop duster scene has its own story and is a bit interesting once you get to find out details about it. Also, the scene of the South Dakota forest scene that was also filmed in MGM soundstage due to budget reasons. Next point is the cast. We have big names, for example, Gary, who plays Roger, and Eva, who plays Eve. They do a great job in their acting and they have a good chemistry on set. But an actor who stood out was Martin Landau. His character is a bad guy, but he is so calm. His acting has to be well done with minimal dialogue. He still has to deliver his message across that he is dangerous. He does get the message through. Also, Martin Landau has said that he chose to play his character as a gay man, but people told him not to since it was his first movie. He would be typecasted, or even worse, it could cost him his career and be his last film. To what he said was, "I'm an actor and this won't be the first or last film that I make." He wanted to prove that he had range, since when Hitchcock saw him perform on stage, he played a macho character, and then when he pitched the idea to Hitchcock about his character being gay, thus calm and also having a strong motive to remove Eve from the main picture, and this would be more convincing for his role, so Hitchcock actually agreed. Stories like this is what makes Hitchcock's movies stand out, and even to these days they still have this kind of mystery behind them that you want to discover. Next point is the thin line that this movie walks between comedy when it delivers lines and serious tones when you have people about to be killed, but still keeps the audience in full suspense, and this was Hitchcock's gift, and it shows in every movie. For example, the drunk car chase scene, nowadays it would have been done differently and would stand out a little more, but for that time I am sure that the audience felt as if they were driving and were about to hit something or drop off the edge. When you watch this scene, count how many times Roger has a close call before stopping the car, to which the comedy comes in. He never hit anything or anyone, but actually it was the cops that ran into him. Also, the dialogue that Roger delivers as he's taken to jail, and also when he's talking to Eve on the train, or maybe even the auction house when he starts out outbidding everybody, or actually underbidding people. But still, the suspense is surrounding him in every second in the movie. Another example is when Roger and Eve are on the train and they hint that they slept together. You see a shot of a train before it goes into a tunnel, before the scene cuts to the next day. But at the end, before the movie ends, with an exterior shot of a train fully entering a tunnel. Since at that time they couldn't show actors being intimate, this is what they used to tell the audience, yep, they got it on. And now, moving on to my cons. I did not particularly like Roger's mother's role. They showed her as a money-driven mother, shown in the scene when Roger tells her to find out what room Kaplan is in, and he's bribing her with money, increasing it until she finally takes it. Also, how Roger is always depending on his mother to bail him out or get things done, but then doesn't really respect her much. He basically tells her to shut up or be quiet or mind her business. This might have been something to do with Hitchcock's infatuation with mothers, or maybe just a bad character writing, but I still think the mother role could have been either taken out, unless she was meant to be Roger's thorn in his side. Next point is really me nitpicking. We never get to see what's on the film that was inside the statue. They just cut to Roger and Eve on the train, but I can see this being another of Hitchcock's way of keeping us in suspense by never really showing us what is on the film, just like the movie Pulp Fiction does with the briefcase. So my grade for this movie is going to be an 8 out of 10. This movie seems to have comedy, suspense, and even a love story, but I can boil it down to a line of another movie, The Man Who Knew Too Little, which is a comedy based off another Hitchcock's movie. Also, this movie can be seen as a James Bond film and even could be credited with some inspirations to other James Bond films. So that does it for this review of North by Northwest. Please join us next time where we're going to review The Dirty Dozen.
Come here, soldier.
When did you bathe last?
I don't remember, sir.
Filthy. Disgrace to the uniform. Sergeant Fredericks, get me a razor and some water. This man is now going to demonstrate the proper procedure for shaving and bathing in the field. Right, soldier?
No, sir, I am not going to shave, sir.
Then we'll have to do it the hard way.
Please like, comment, and subscribe. You can find our social media links below. And like always, keep watching movies.